Welcome to G'day Bitcoin, the Bitcoin news with the fast facts so you can catch up and get on with your day. We have positive price action today on Bitcoin, smashing back above $63,000. They say history does not repeat, often it rhymes. If we repeat the previous cycles, Bitcoin is going 140,000 to 4.5 million. Japan, they are loving Bitcoin. Metaplanet, they buy another 200 million yen worth. Sony, they're getting set to launch a Bitcoin exchange. Tepco, major energy provider, about to start mining Bitcoin. Germany, they're still dumping on the other hand. The Bank of International Settlements is warned of a major financial collapse. It's about to get volatile. Let's get it. Diving straight in, Carl B. Manger, price range for Bitcoin in the fourth halving cycle. If we end up following previous cycles, up around $4.5 million. High, low, we're going to dive into it. We're going to unpack it. Low, about 140,000. Third halving cycle was cut short, in my opinion, due to FTX, Celsius, and bankruptcies. What are they referring to? So this is the Bitcoin growth trajectory after the fourth cycle. What if Bitcoin growth after the fourth halving follows the same pattern as the previous cycles? Well, assuming the same growth rate as the past three cycles, we would expect one Bitcoin to be worth anywhere between $140,000 to $4.5 million per coin. Starting at $63,000. We are at $63,000 right now. This is so cool. That's quite a range, but it's not like Bitcoin has ever been shy of surprises. And then this is what we get. Lower range, $140,000. Upper range, 4.5 million. We'll see if that plays out. A lot of things indicative that this cycle could potentially be the same, but it doesn't always repeat. Often it rhymes. What we're seeing is Japan's just loving Bitcoin at the moment. Three major announcements coming out of Japan. Japanese company Metaplanet, who we've covered many times, they've been on a Bitcoin buying spree. 200 million yen worth of Bitcoin, about 1.2 million US dollars they have gone in and bought. Metaplanet, they buy another 1.2 mil worth. Bitcoin as investment strategy progress. The Japanese investment advisor said it acquired more than 20.2 Bitcoin. Metaplanet, they spent $1.2 million to buy more than 20.2 Bitcoin as part of its strategy to build up holdings of the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Investment as part of its strategy announced a week ago, buying another $6 million worth of Bitcoin. They aren't stopping. They've already got 9 mil. The Tokyo-based company said it bought 200 million yen, 1.2 million worth of Bitcoin, taking its total holdings to 161.3 Bitcoin. Wouldn't that be a nice little stack? They've got nearly 3 times the amount that the Australian monochrome ETF has. One company, more so than the entirety of Australia through the ETF, the monochrome ETF. Focus on Bitcoin was engendered by change the investment environment resulting from the COVID pandemic, according to the Metaplanet website. A couple of people have woken up in Japan due to the COVID pandemic and are starting to stack. Huge. And this is major news. Sony, everyone knows and loves from the PlayStation. The Walkman, back in the day, if you're that old, they're putting those things in bloody museums. Isn't that wild? Sony Group is acquiring Amber Japan. They've already acquired Amber Japan and launching S-Blocks, a revamped Bitcoin and crypto exchange. This move highlights Sony's growing interest in Bitcoin. A couple of things to unpack. Sony announces launch of the new Bitcoin exchange. Just really quickly, shout out to everyone watching live, watching the replay. If you can smash the like button on the way in, hit subscribe if we vibe. Got a good video coming out tomorrow with Lawrence Lepard as well. Stay tuned for that. I won't be going live. I will be talking to Greg Foss, so get ready for that video and what could potentially come of talking with Mr. Foss, the man himself. Anyway, back to Sony Group. They are set to introduce a Bitcoin and crypto exchange in Japan after acquiring Amber Japan, a local subsidiary of Amber Group. The revamped exchange will be called S-Blocks. This move sounds like a transformer. This move demonstrates Sony's growing interest in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency sector. Japan is considered a prominent Bitcoin market due to its proactive regulatory environment and high consumer awareness. making it a strategic location for Sony's new venture. Participation of major corporations like Sony in the Bitcoin and crypto space suggests a broader acceptance of these technologies. Cryptocurrency is such a dirty word. Remember, all we do here is whether it's red, whether it's green, we just buy, we stack, and we chill. We make the most of this glorious opportunity from the Lord Satoshi Nakamoto to be able to get these cheap sats. We'll dive into how many you get shortly. Last few things here on Sony before we dive into their major energy provider. They are the people behind the nuclear reactor that went into catastrophic meltdown. Pretty interesting story there. Sony to restart Japanese cryptocurrency exchange Whalefin purchased from Amber Group 2023. 2 points. While Sony has dabbled in Web3 through investments and partnerships, latest deal will mark the PlayStation maker's proper foray into crypto. The company has teamed up with the Star Network for a Web3 incubation program and filed a patent for transferring non-fungible tokens between different games and consoles. We'll see what comes of that. Remember, NFTs, they are ultimately all a scam. We'll see if Sony can do it a little bit better, bit more moral standing. And this is why they're all freaking out. And I'd hate to be in Japan. The yen's 12-year crash against the dollar continues. The Japanese currency buys half the amount of dollars it did in 2012. Down to the right, it's not a price you want to see. The reason that Bitcoin gets to 4.5 million, 10 million, $45 million going out, whether that happens this cycle or way into the future, is because of this chart here. Fiat has zero limits to the bottom. It is going down and to the right forever. And that means Bitcoin's going up and to the right forever. While it's volatile, while we go through this transition period, we just need to ride it. We just need to buy. We need to stack. We need to chill, make the most of these opportunities, not get shaken out. Is this happening everywhere around the world? It's not just Japan. It's everywhere. It's happening in Australia. Last 3 years, we lost 12.5%. The Australian dollar against the US dollar, 63.93, 99. Bitcoin, it's just glorious. Where the US dollar lost 20% in the same time frame. It's close to 40-odd%. Australian dollars lost in purchasing power over the last 3 years. Japan, it's just as bad. Now, before we get into the energy provider, Michael Dell, he's been giving us these little hints the whole time, talking about Bitcoin, posting about Bitcoin. They used to accept Bitcoin. Now Michael Dell is saying do is greater than say. Have they been buying Bitcoin already? Is this why we're back here at $63,096? Maybe. Is he buying it personally or for the company? If he was buying it personally, he's probably not announcing it to everyone. That means most likely Dell Computers is buying or has bought Bitcoin. And maybe that's why we've pumped. Maybe that's why we saw that $475 million buy yesterday. Somebody is buying. Whether it's Japan, Dell, another nation state, a large company, corporation, a high net worth individual, people are coming for Bitcoin. The price, I actually prefer it when it's red, but it's green today. Make the most of it these days. Under 100K, they're not going to last forever. They need to make the most of it while they are still here. Now look closely, the Bitcoin therapist coming in. Bitcoin's been consolidating around the previous all-time high, 69K for 100 days. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? It did this in each price cycle and proceeded to go absolutely parabolic. Get ready, not financial advice. Do your own research. 100 days, sideways, bang up and to the right, comes back down. 100 days sideways, boring as, oh my God, and then bang, back up, 100 days sideways, and then bang, straight back up. We've come out of this now, we're going straight back up. History doesn't always repeat, it often rhymes. If we are looking at it repeating, $4.5 million, baby, this cycle, if we only get 140K, does it actually even matter? You buy Bitcoin, you hold Bitcoin, you absolutely chill, you make the most of it through this transition, but it's leading that way. Now, Japan, their largest power company, Tepco, to mine Bitcoin with excess energy. Oh, and Dave Portnoy, We've been following his Bitcoin journey. It's freaking hilarious. He's got another video coming out, and he sort of gets it more and more. He's still not buying it, but anyway, we'll dive into that shortly. Japan's largest power company, Tepco, to mine Bitcoin with excessive energy. Tepco Power Grid is deploying Bitcoin mining operations across Japan in a partnership with a local semiconductor company to capitalize on excess power. Japan's largest electric power company is about to start mining Bitcoin. Now, this is the interesting part, or I found this absolutely fascinating. Listen, Tepco is the utility behind the Fukushima nuclear reactor, which in 2011 was struck by an earthquake and a huge tsunami that knocked out some of its cooling systems, they allowed 3 reactors to melt down. No big deal. Of course it is. The power company later admitted that it had failed to take stronger measures to prevent such disasters. Tepco, this is incredible. They're still suffering from the accident as compensation for victims is taking a toll on its profitability to this very day. A pilot project has already been set up on the premise of Tepco Power's grid office in the Tokyo metropolitan area per the statement in regards to Bitcoin mining. We have started experiments to confirm the system behavior and the impact on the power grid when equipment is operated with a large amount of power on the scale of 1,500 kilowatts and have confirmed that the equipment can operate normally. Bitcoin is so good for the grid, sucking up all that excess energy and making it profitable, especially with solar. Here in Australia, we've got so much solar and wind. If they just put the miners on site, these things could generate profit, be cash flow positive, a whole lot quicker. Japan, they're setting it off, and we'll see how that one goes. I reckon it's going to work out really nicely for them. Back with Japan, let's stick with them for a minute. The Japanese yen just hit a 37-year low against the USD. To protect themselves from this massive and relentless loss of wealth, Japan's largest electric company will start to mine Bitcoin. It is probably nothing. Everyone is coming for Bitcoin. Hopefully you've got it and you've got it in self-custody. Real quick shout out to today's sponsor, the Bitcoin Way. Tony, the team, absolutely awesome. Some of my favorite people in the Bitcoin space. They're amazing. 25 years cybersecurity experience. Tony used to work under Steve Jobs, and that's where the skill, the passion comes from. What happened in Lebanon, helping people not have to go through that themselves. Secure your Bitcoin in self-custody. Protect your devices with Casper. Bit of wizardry in the background. VPNs, AI threat detection, absolutely incredible. Their Casper service, and getting the hell out of Dodge if you need a second passport to be able to go to a jurisdiction where you're loved, you're respected, where they treat you and your wealth like it's your private property, not the government, not the state's private property. They can help you do all that. The first 30 minutes, you get on the phone, it's free. They can help you find any vulnerabilities, especially in your setup. Make sure it's air-gapped, you're running a node, you're doing the right things. Link below. Now, there are a whole lot of legends in the chat. We are going to get into a Bitcoin banter towards the end. Shout out real quick, just the last ones I can see. Jason Mercer, OPD, Mick Lovin in the house, Retro Beaver, Bitcoin Buddha, all the lurkers and the stalkers that are not in the chat. G'day, good morning. It is good to see you. We will dive into that very shortly. Let's hit refresh. Let's see if we're still at 63.2. This morning, 63,124. I like it. The cheaper it goes, the better it goes. It's glorious. But look at that, up and to the right. Last 7 days, where are we at? Up and to the right. I actually prefer it when it's down and to the right. I feel like I'm getting a better. That's better. We can chill. We can be calm. We can enjoy it. Still cheaper than it was a month ago. Oh, isn't that good? Isn't that so good? If we look at the last 3 months, about sideways action. And over the last year, a little bit more anxiety up and to the right again. That's what Bitcoin does. But we will make the most of these opportunities at the moment while it's still cheap. 63,124, 24-hour range, nearly getting to 64,000. Good old Bitcoin, hey? 63,790 was the high. A low of 61,787, $2,000 day. Only a $2,000 day. We're going to have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 days to the upside, to the downside. Upside sounds like that. The downside, it sounds like that. Either way, they're both good, and either of them are a Fiat sink for me. You just throw those $100 bills in there, get the world's hardest money. It's glorious. Oh man, Bitcoin, isn't it exciting? And what happened to everything else here on the chart? This is what I'm getting excited about when we load. Oh, and they've flipped the script on this. They've changed it here. The last block, you can see it here. 4 minutes and 35 seconds it happened to go. Usually it said how long the last block took. Mempool, 238,000 unconfirmed transactions. All those ordinals, hey? I'm sure. 4 minutes 48. Exchange rate 63,000 sats per USD. It's under 1,600 yet again, 1,584. This is going lower and lower and lower. I wonder if we see it in a couple of hundred sats per USD this cycle. It's entirely possible, entirely plausible to be making the most at 1.25 trillion. We've got such a huge way to go. We're overtaking gold. Won't be long before we're back above silver. Nvidia, take them out. It's all garbage. Bitcoin is the world's hardest money. The best money humanity's ever known is engineered to be perfect money. We have it through space and time, the best store of value. It's exciting, and we are at block height 850,294. Every 10 minutes, roughly, we get a new one. And the average block time, 10 minutes, 38. So we're going to get difficulty adjustment going down if it stays like that. We will get into what the miners are doing. They're selling huge record amounts. The miners, the amount of Bitcoin they hold now is at the lowest that it's been for like 14 years. Before we get into that, Dave Portnoy, fascinating fella. Hey, he said he'd buy Bitcoin, put it on the balance sheet if it gets back below 40,000. Dave, sorry, not sorry, it's not going to happen. You snooze, you lose. You do get Bitcoin at the price you deserve. Unfortunately, I know it's a harsh truth, but nobody's here to save anybody. You need to put in the proof work. You need to read the books or end up eating the bugs. Dave may still eat the bugs, but at least he's sending the signal here.
Will Steve Will Do It's Crypto Hero be another rug? I didn't know he had that. The only crypto anybody should be involved in is spelled BITCOIN. I've learned that the hard way. If you want to try to make quick bucks, do not cry to me if you get rug pulled in any crypto like I did with SafeMoon. You have to know you're probably getting rug pulled going in. It's all a Ponzi scheme, only Bitcoin.
It's all a Ponzi scheme, only Bitcoin. That's 100% fact. Is there any utility in Web3, DeFi? I don't know. I do not know, and I really do not care. I'm here for the hard money. Standard. Well done, Dave, for absolutely repping it, and hurry up and buy. It's going to be at 100K. It's like, should have bought it at 63,000. I bet we see a video there. I should have just done it. I was waiting for 40K. It didn't happen. Now, Germany, they're off their rocker. They're still selling, and they've got a lot more to sell, and the market does not care, and they can sell, and I will buy. German government transfers another 1.5 thousand Bitcoin, $95 million to Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp, and other exchanges. They just don't like the corn for whatever reason. And Bitcoin miners, they're doing the same thing. They sold over 30,000 Bitcoin, which is $2 billion in June. The highest amount this year, dropping reserves to a 14-year low. Recent Bitcoin halving cuts profits, causing especially smaller miners to sell off Bitcoin to cover operational expenses. It's neither good or bad, right or wrong. It is what it is. Miners mine Bitcoin. They're in here for a lot of them fiat profits, and they will need to sell, and they need to stay cash flow positive. Obviously, the halving has screwed around with their metrics quite a lot. Some going to totally drop off. They're going to die. They're not going to remain profitable. They will be sucked up, bought up by other larger companies, and that's going to continue to keep playing out. The miners are going to keep selling for a while, especially till we're back. I think they need to get to like $120,000, $130,000. Some of them to be profitable. Somebody fact check me with the number a lot higher than where we are now. Market confidence could quickly crumble. The Bank of International Settlements warns indebted nations. Now, when the Bank of International Settlements speaks. I don't listen closely to the nonsense that they say. They've caused a lot of destruction around the world. Unelected central bank for the world, the umbrella body for central banks, also cautioned against premature easing of monetary policy. Heavily indebted nations face the risk of a sudden loss of market confidence, the Bank of International Settlements warned on Sunday. Well done for you. There's a little bit to get. Though financial market pricing points to only a small likelihood of public finance stress at present, confidence can quickly crumble if economic momentum weakens and an urgent need for public spending arises on both structural and cyclical fronts. Government bond markets would be hit first. I think they're already being hit, but the strains could spread more broadly as they have in the past. Are we getting set up? Is this pre-programming? Are we being warned something big is coming? They even throw in the C19 later on in the article. The BIS did not single out any nation in particular, but cautioned advanced economies. This is fascinating. From running fiscal deficits larger than 1% of GDP, gross domestic product, this year, down from 1.6 in 23. The warning could not have been more timely as several nations, including the US, go to polls this year where the government typically boosts spending to garner voter support. Means money printer, it's still going brr. Bank of International Settlements, they don't like it. Stuff it. We don't like you, or I don't like you, Bank of International Settlements. And I don't think they're going to listen to you this time. That's me being facetious, of course. While crypto propounders, I don't think I said that word right. Anyway, skipping over, consider Bitcoin an antithesis to fiat malaise. The cryptocurrencies tended to drop in line with other risk assets during times of stress, which we saw, I think, March 19, 2020. COVID happened, Bitcoin price 20,000 down to 3,300, just absolutely dropped. It was absolutely brutal, losing so much value and it's just bleeding. And then what happened? It just pumps like a rocket. At absolutely melted faces, ripped faces. If Bitcoin does crash, it's another great, awesome opportunity. Maybe Dave Portnoy gets Bitcoin at his $40,000 level. Maybe. I wouldn't be counting on it. If it happens, though, just smash buy. Just smash buy. Just enjoy it. Get ready for it to moon, for it to rocket. We're in for an exciting time. Absolutely exciting time. Because if that happens, they need to fire up the money print, especially with the election cycles. Or they just let it all crash and burn. We have the great reset. It comes instead of 2030. The reset happens 2024. Year of the election. Highly unlikely. Say that happened. The world is better off for it. To have a proper recession, the world is better off. Cycle takes a little bit longer to play out. Bitcoin, 4.5 million onwards and upwards, still going to happen. It'll just take a longer time period. However long it takes, the longer it takes, the better, really. Whatever, I was thinking last night, and I've said it before, whatever Bitcoin that we have now, most likely is the most amount of Bitcoin we'll ever have, especially if you've been here for a year, 2 years, the last 4 years, longer. And that makes me sad. Because fiat going down forever, Bitcoin's going up forever, trying to make the most of it relentlessly, ruthlessly, but it never feels like enough. Does anyone else have that feeling? Anyway, premature easing could reignite inflationary pressure and force a costly policy reversal. All the costlier because credibility. Does anyone have any credibility with any of the central banks anywhere around the world? Would be undermined. Indeed, risk has de-anchored inflation. Expectations have not gone away as pressure points remain. For fiscal policy consolidation is absolute priority in the near term. This would help relieve pressure on inflation, lessen the need to keep interest rate high, in turn helping to preserve financial stability. Yeah, we'll see. I reckon they're going to fire up the money printer, and they are saying current rapid rate hikes by central banks add to the fiscal burden. At the end of 23, the US debt to GDP was 123%, indicating a larger total debt than the country's economic output. Yeah, time to get Bitcoin. Both Germany, the US, selling Bitcoin. They should just keep it on their balance sheet. Getting into some really cool news. Javier Milei, what he's done in Argentina, absolutely amazing. Annual inflation, he has slashed it by 95% in just 7 months. Shout out to Marty Bent, TFTC. Truth for the commoner, monthly inflation fell from 25.5% to 4.2% since he took office. Wow, imagine that. And this is why we Bitcoin. Hyperinflation, or inflation just in general, is in every country around the world. Every country. There's no escaping inflation. Everybody's feeling it. Food, groceries, car, medical bills, whatever, other stuff, holidays, everything's costing a whole lot more. It is what it is. That's not going to stop. Things are probably not going to get cheaper, especially in the short term, until they can fix this deficit, until they stop money printing, until they stop playing around with the money system. The rates, it is what it is. This is why we Bitcoin, but 1,355% inflation rate. They went from that to a surplus budget. You can change things. It is possible. It becomes hard short term for people. That's why a recession wouldn't be such a bad thing. His economic policies have transformed the economy. Getting a lot of hate from the Western media, the mainstream media out there, but well done to Javier Milei. And they did say, Bitcoin, whatever, you could use it. So we'll see how the story with Bitcoin in Argentina progresses. But well done, just for a minute to take it for Javier Milei, what he has done when mainstream media is always fighting against him. They did the same thing with El Salvador as well. So does it really matter? It's just gaslighting, misdirection, propaganda, programming. And then on the same bat, this is so interesting. The SEC attacked Coinbase so hard, but then the US Marshal Service announced a partnership with Coinbase to safeguard trade its large cap digital asset portfolio. What is going on in the world? Rules for thee, not for me. It's pretty interesting. And would you want to work with US Marshal Service? I don't know. Coinbase is obviously, any business is for profit. I get that, but the morals of the company, their guiding star, they're not like Jack Mallers' strike. Anyway, interesting there with Coinbase. That's the news with the fast facts. Hang around if you want a little bit of a Bitcoin banter. If you're heading out, do something nice for yourself, for somebody else. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. If we vibe, Lawrence Lepard video tomorrow, and then something exciting with Greg Foss. Potentially, we shall see. Now, shout out to everyone in the chat. Simon Picala, g'day. Jason Mercer, morning. Good to see you. Peter Saddington, good to see you, brother. Such an interesting conversation that we had in regards to Bitcoin, AI, and I'll say no more. I don't have good thoughts about the rest, but it is good to see you this morning, Peter, and how your mind processed and went down the AI rabbit hole. I thought was absolutely extraordinary and really, really interesting. So if you haven't already, check that one out. G'day, Sean, OPD in the house. Block height, 850,292. Rory Saylor is in the house. I did ask him to come on as co-host today, but he had a plane, a train, a car to catch. He was running after it like crazy and said, not this morning, bro. Mick Lovin, good to see you. G'day, legends. Jake Thomas, Peter Thiel, Bitcoin bull to Bitcoin full. Did he eat too many dill pickles on his Build-A-Burger? Wow. Show Shawnee some live hot. The like button. Okay, Rory, love it. Show Shawnee some live hot. None of it makes any sense to me this morning, but I reckon he means just smash the like button if you're in the mood. It's freaking easy. It's cheap. It does me a great service. It's easy as for you. Why not? Appreciate it. Gargoyle, good to see you. G'day, everyone. The price of freedom. What a name. Good morning from wintry Cairns. Yeah, wintry Cairns. That does not go together. Man, I bet it's still bloody humid as up there. But hopefully you're getting out to the reef. Now's the time to be able to do it. It's glorious. Yesterday, I was driving down the road, jet ski on the back, passenger in the car, and wife's friend's husband driving along. We're having this conversation. I was saying my far right leaning ideas, and like, what do you do for work? He's like, I'm a cop. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And I almost like went like that. I was like, okay, let's be careful of what I say here. Anyway, we had a glorious time. Took him out, took him snorkeling, let him ride it all the way back. He did have a license. Really, really interesting. It was a fun time. But get out to the reef, get some sun, get some sand, and be careful who you're talking to. Maybe ask the question, what do you do for work? Peter Saddington, will Michael Dell drop $1 billion into Bitcoin? Yeah, I think so. That $475 million buy yesterday, I don't know if we've had it labeled by anyone. I reckon very good possibility that that is the man himself. We'll see, but I reckon he's getting ready to announce it. And Bitcoin 63,000 to, I don't know, where's it going to go? Straight back up to 74. Not impossible. Price of freedom. Are you coming to Palm Cove for the Bitcoin Bush Bash? McLovin, saw you McFly comment the other day. Smash that like button because we vibe. Legend, you hit subscribe and miss the date. Shall wait for another. Maybe gargoyle or just red, green, whatever. Just smash the buy, enjoy it. I don't know. If you land a kickflip, I'll believe you. When skateboard, when hoverboard, bro. Still waiting. Still waiting for a freaking hoverboard. Hit the like. Legends just went 1,000 in a second today from the secret forest. Black Swan swimming. Good to see you this morning. Big boys are starting to understand the importance of putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They are all around the world. Everybody is waking up to the fact that they just need a little bit, just a little bit to save themselves. And I guess we're playing around with smaller amounts of capital. I have no idea what your risk tolerance is. For me, being in Fiat is the greatest risk of all of it. 100% guaranteed to go to zero. Bitcoin, we don't know where it's going to go. Most likely, in my opinion, I haven't found a reason why it's not going to continue to go up and to the right forever. So I just make the most of it. Fiat comes in, Fiat goes out. Bitcoin price, red or green, who cares? Who cares? At 63,000, 74,000, 100,000, 20,000, 3,000, it's all the same. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Fiat, it's toilet paper. Garbage. Retro Beaver. Jason Mercer gave us the pump. Thanks, Jace. Now, can you sell so we can get another dump? Bought $100 last night, pumped the price. How you doing? Bitcoin Buddha. Everyone is excited. 400% pump in last 18 months. We have a pullback France and people say the bull market is over. We are so early. That's the best way to be able to approach it. We're just getting started. So early. We're barely... McLovin. Great minds, hey? We are barely getting started. I'm open to donations to you. Big boys are feeling generous. Jason, after you pump the price on everyone, sending up $2,000 with your $100 buy, and you want us to send us Bitcoin, you're allowing us to get less from going out and buying. Maybe I would have. I'm playing. Need to get to at least 0.1 Bitcoin. It's a mental thing. 100%. If you've got the opportunity, get to 0.1 Bitcoin. If you've got the opportunity, the capacity, get to 1 Bitcoin. If you've got the opportunity, the capacity, get to 10 Bitcoin. Whatever it is, maybe it's only 0.01 Bitcoin. Do everything you can to be able to get as much as you can if that forms your thesis for not staying a slave, and obviously keep it in self-custody. Every avalanche starts with a pebble. Japan is just the beginning. The whole fiat system is about to crash. Whole coiner in the house. E-boot. Good morning. Good to see you. Rexona 72 hour. Greetings from Brazil. Good morning, Rexona. Absolutely love Brazil. Still on 24 hours, Sean. I'll time you out with comments like that. Jason and OPD, all love, mate. I read one, bud. Portnoy waiting for 40K. Laughable. 100% get it. Present the world's biggest douche. I agree with only Bitcoin, but Dave is a prime example of live and learn. I wonder what he thinks at nighttime. He's like, up. I really stuffed up. He's just always waiting for lower prices, lower prices, lower prices. It's how people get wrecked, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Portnoy is a bloody good example. Dave still has a stash of biddies. You reckon Soul Surfer? Maybe personally, he's got a little bit. How could someone like that not have any? I don't know. Sort of reminds me of Shift a little bit. Yeah, just knock it. Shifts obviously knocks it a whole lot worse, but I don't know. I hope he does. I hope he's got some. I hope everyone gets some. Dave likes learn the hard lessons the hard way. Apparently, I used to be into shitcoins. Then I educated myself. Bitcoin is the only digital asset the world needs. There can be only one. 100%. If digital finite scarcity has been created, can't be replicated, everything else is a scam. It was a 0 to 1 event. It happened. It's here. It's Bitcoin. It's glorious. It works. It's going up and to the right forever. Everything else, I don't know. It's all narrative. It's a mind virus. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of mental capacity. So much fun online right now. The show is such a breath of fresh air. Calvin Groover, appreciate you, man. How can you not be excited when Bitcoin's this cheap? When you're still getting 1,500 odd Satoshis per every $1. $1. Like, that's pretty epic. I know we talk about the Bitcoin price at 63K. Maybe we just need to talk about the price of Satoshis. That's what's getting me super excited at the minute. But appreciate you, Kelvin. S coins equal include stocks and RE. I think we all took a round in the shitcoin casino. 100%. And there's no problem. If people come in for the greed, the number, go up, technology, whatever gets them into the space, it's all good. But after studying, reading the books, learning about it, having your eyes woke that Bitcoin is the thing, and then staying in the altcoins or pushing altcoins, that's irresponsible. In my opinion, different folks, different strokes for different folks, whatever. It's your money, it's your choice. But no real Bitcoin maxi becomes a maxi and then goes back to altcoins. There's a reason for that. Everything else is just rubbish. It's all the psyop. Bitcoin Buddha. That was the past. Ever heard of Elysium? Is it a book? Is it a movie? Don't know. Went to bed with Ali at $300. Woke up. Well, it's an altcoin. Woke up to 30 cents. The joys of altcoins. A hard lesson learned. USA needs to be taking notes. Well, bro, everyone needs to feel what a rug pull feels like. It makes you smarter. Yeah, or you can just skip that, go straight to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the easiest way to be able to say it is Bitcoin's closest to digital gold, private property, or gold and housing in really unique locations tied into one, where altcoins are like meme stock, like GME, game. They have no value and they're pumped on narrative. People can make money if you're ahead of the curve, you know what's going on, or you get extremely lucky, or you just save in the digital equivalent of the gold and the real estate, which is better. It's supercharged, turbocharged. I don't know. We don't need to make those mistakes. We did make those mistakes years to get the mind virus out, but people want to play those games, play stupid games, win stupid prices. It's cool. It's your life, it's your choice. But like Dave said, if you get rugged, that's on you. With anything, 100% responsibility. It's all good. We're already in recession. They're just not calling it 100%. Gargoyle, back when you're coming south, brother. We'll be in Melbourne, August and September, I think, and maybe November and December and January. Sydney will be there in October. So cheat code. If you're in Australia, come to cheat code. Peter McCormack is putting on cheat code. That should be a whole lot of fun. And when Chris put on Bitcoin Live, absolutely epic. And a lot of people say, and I really like this advice, don't spend your fiat dollars on buying a conference ticket while you're still stacking. The point is to get as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, as quick as you can. I don't know when Bitcoin's going to absolutely rip, when it's going to pump. Judging by the past, we have no idea what's going to happen in the next second, like let alone the next day, the next month, the next year. We can look at charts and trends and and see what's happened cycle after cycle, and we can get a pretty good idea or form a fairly decent thesis around it. But we've got an opportunity here to be able to stack sats and chill and create generational wealth. Been going hard for the last 4 years, and I'm still stacking, accumulating. Then when it comes to conferences, if you have stacked, you've hit your goal, you've hit your stretch goal, to go to a conference and meet people. I got to meet Rory Saylor in person, Bitcoin Buddha. I met a few people, and it was absolutely amazing. It was humbling to be able to see the connections that you make. Like, I got a signed copy and hung out with Eric Kaysen. It was pretty incredible. Robbie P. The people that you get to meet, the conversations, absolutely incredible. It's about creating a network, because your network is your net worth. So it depends how you're approaching it. If you're just going there, soak up the content, you don't talk to anyone, waste of time. Just stack Bitcoin. If you go there, you network like crazy, you meet some really incredible people, you find a friend, a business partner, who knows what comes of it. You're dealing with Bitcoiners. They're just a better bunch of people, full stop. You know, they've gone down the rabbit hole so deep, they're based, and they're aligning themselves with truth, with trust, with transparency, with light, with hard money that you can't F with. It's beneficial. So anyway, point of the story, cheat code. I do not have a discount code. Maybe hit up Danny Knowles for one, or try Freedom Canuts. I don't know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But otherwise, maybe I'll see you there if you've reached your stack goal. I understand not spending fiat money on fiat stuff. A Bitcoin conference, I don't know. It's a good idea to me, but maybe not for everyone. Did you pill him? No, the cop. I did not. And my wife's really good friends with her partner, and they're from Melbourne, Victoria. We will be seeing them a whole lot more. We see the world very, very differently. Really, really differently. And I struggle to have small talk, I guess, and lead things. Like, it's always just so serious, the conversation straight away. And I thought this time I would like these people to actually understand Bitcoin. They've got a young baby. They're a fairly young couple. They absolutely need Bitcoin. And instead of, like, we're already on opposite sides of the spectrum, and we came, closer in friendship through the jet ski and the snorkel and stuff. It was absolutely glorious. But I would like them to understand Bitcoin. So slowly and steadily, I'm going to try, instead of just coming in, blasting them with all the information. Hey, read the books, you're going to eat the bugs. You need to put it onto Steel, you need to get it off the exchange. You need to read, buy an air gap wallet, run a node. You need to do all those things. I'm like, I just want to slowly plant that seed. I did bring it up once, seed, and I said no more. We'll see. But I want to try with different people, different approaches of orange pilling, because everyone needs it 100% right now, as quick as possible. But some people just diving in straight away, and they see the price at 59,000 or 63 the next day, or they see it at 64 and it's come 74 and it's come down to 63. They're like, nah, it's too volatile. So just trying to plant seeds a little bit slower. We'll see what comes of it. Bitcoin Beaver, sup? No panhandling, heading to work, mate. Catch you later. Enjoy, Jason. We'll panhandle for sats. Got to stack as much before December. Yeah, or even September. October, good month. Let's catch up. Sweet. Let's do that, Jason. And enjoy your day at work. My dry powder is almost gone. I need one more good dip, and then fingers crossed. Wouldn't it be awesome if every one of those Elon Musk satellites he's been launching up in space, a Bitcoin miner satellite, secretly, why you ask, USA attacking Bitcoin network and all miners worldwide. Be pretty cool. Imagine if they're up there and running off solar power, running off the ether. Be pretty cool. Just show him a Rolex you bought with Bitcoin profits and he will get it. Yeah, I'm not buying a Rolex. I have no interest in watches. My granddad passed and he had matching watches. They're nothing flash. those. And sentimental. It's nice. If I was ever going to wear a watch, it'd be that watch for sentimental value. I don't know if it's worth anything, nor do I care. It tells the time. Just don't like having a watch on my wrist. So, I don't know. A Rolex is not for me, so it's not going to happen. I get it. But anyway, that's the end of the show. We've come to the conclusion. Tomorrow morning, Lawrence Lepard will I'll be in the comment section, and then I've got a meeting with Greg Foss shortly after. So hit subscribe. Stay tuned for whatever comes of that. Do something nice for yourself, for somebody else. Have a beautiful day. Stack sats, sun, steak, sex. Have a beautiful one. Peace.